Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Breaking Bad Goddess. If you like the content on my channel, please consider subscribing, sharing, and commenting on any thoughts that you have on this video. Today's video is first of all, this video was inspired after I had seen Walter Hampton's video on Hobo-Sexual season. And it's true. I don't know who coined the term Hobo-Sexual season, but it is pretty darn accurate because really we are approaching that time of year where the weather is getting very cold, at least up here where I live in the Northeast. And everybody's coming out for everybody, and I want to just share how important it is to not let your guard down, because this is the time of year where people really start preying on other people. The job market, even though there are so-called jobs out there, I don't know if people are applying for them or if they're actually hiring. In any event, there's a lot of homeless people out there, and particularly with Black women, we tend to be a little bit too giving and extending ourselves to other people because for whatever reason we are manipulated into taking care of everyone. And usually it's people in our own family or people who are very close to us that take advantage of our goodness, our nurturing side. And I had several videos back where I talked about elemental principles, where I was sharing how it's important to control and manage your elemental, your elements, whether it's water, which represents emotions, your air, which is your thought, your mind, your earth element, which is really your physical plane where manifestations occur, and then the fire, your passion, and how important it is to manage it and not allow other people to take advantage of it. Today is really going to be about the element of water and why this is important. This is about emotions and how people can manipulate your emotions, especially during this time of year, where they'll use their children, their particular predicament, whether if they're homeless or if they've lost their jobs, whatever, and they use these issues to prey and get into your life and feed and vamp off of you. And we tend to be manipulated into these situations. And why it's more important now than ever to guard yourself is because right now we're living through times where once people enter into your space, once people enter into your home, your apartment, it's going to be very difficult to get them out. It never was easy before, but now it's almost nearly impossible with various states under moratoriums for evictions are being held because, states are siding now more with people. Or tenants' rights have, completely eroded any ability for landlords to try to rid themselves of tenants who aren't paying. Whether they can pay or not, it's going to be next to impossible to get people out of your space. So my motto has always been, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Don't let these people into your home to begin with, regardless of what kind of sob story they give you. Because once people are in, you're going to have a double of the time getting them out. And so when I was watching Walter Hampton's video, he was talking about, in particular, he was warning, very cautionary, and I agreed with much of the stuff he was saying about Black women being a little bit more discerning, choose wisely about, the men that enter into your life, because they will prey on you, especially during this time of year. They really just want the comforts of home. They want to have access to your children. All kinds of things are going on right now. And as Black women, we really need to be more protective. And one thing he did mention is, start considering dating, beyond just Black American men. Of course, when he listed all the men, they were basically Black men, but from different countries. And that was the point of contention that I had. Only that one part in his video where I think that it's not just Black American men. It's this entitlement, this feeling that, you know, people should be taken care of. It extends beyond just Black men. It extends beyond Black foreign men. I mean, this can even extend to other women who prey on other women to take care of them. I know of several situations where other Black women are dealing with, you know, family members that just don't know how to manage their lives. And they use their sob story and their sorry predicament to feed on and latch on to people, you know, that will, you know, take care of them. And I think now at this point in time, we shouldn't really look at situations based on gender. I think right now at this point, we really energetically have to discern people in general, regardless of whether they're Black, whether they're women, whether they're men, whatever they are. At this point, it doesn't really matter if the energy is the same, if it's that same parasitic energy that people are coming for you, that are going to feed off of you, take advantage of you. You need to set up your guard. And they come in every form, not just in men, but other women. And a lot of people are going to be upset about that because, you know, a lot of times it's going to be people in your own family that take advantage. And the people that'll be the most upset won't be Black men, but it'll be other Black women who will question your stance, especially when you start, you know, setting up boundaries for your life. The very first people will be that mother, that aunt, that grandmother, because these are the same people that always has a plate for the rapey nephew, the rapey son. They'll have a plate on Thanksgiving for the rapey uncle. And they're expecting you to do the same. And my feeling at this point is you need to set up some emotional safeguards. Deal with your water, your emotions. Do not allow people to take advantage of your good nature, because they will come through that water element. They'll use their children. Well, what am I going to do? I have children. What's going to happen to them? I'm telling you, at this point, there's nothing you can do. And there's nothing you should be. You should not have to be the caretaker of all these grown people who can't seem to manage their life. I mean, after all, if something happens to you, where are they going to be? What's going to happen to them if something happens to you? Somehow people will manage to find a way, whether they latch on to other women or other people. Somehow people will survive without you. And you need to understand that and move on with your life and try to be around like-minded people. Because, you know, once they come into your home, you're going to have a hard time getting rid of them. And not only that, it's dangerous at this point. I don't know how many stories I read weekly, daily, about Black women being killed at the hands of some family member, an ex-spouse, an ex-relationship. I mean, there's just really something amiss with us and our decision making and who we choose in our lives. These violent men with a history of violence, where you're meeting these type of men, or even just in general, the type of company you're keeping, whether it's men or women. You know, we really need to look at why our lives are surrounded by so much chaos, violence, pedophilia, all these really disturbing and almost like a death energy type of thing. Why they're latching on to you. And that's the part where you need to start discerning, you know, using your mind and your air to distance yourself from those kind of situations. But in general, I agree with Walter Hampton in what he said. I think, though, that expansion and offering yourself to people who are energetically, that bring something to the table, and it's not just an issue of finances, but it is an issue of happiness, contentment, someone who really is looking out for your own well-being, who celebrates your life, who feels good when good things happen to you. Those are people are out there that are like that. But if you're around people and you fall prey to individuals who really deep down inside don't respect you, are only nice to you when it suits their needs, otherwise they don't really celebrate your life, they don't celebrate what happens that is good in your life, then you know energetically you're with some very parasitic type of people. And it's the same when you come across people who want to take advantage of you, or men who will compliment you who normally would never compliment you, never really had any interest in you. All of a sudden now they have interest in you, only because now they need a place to stay, they need a place to lay their heads, they want to be near you because they want to have access to your children. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in this world, and we just have to be very careful and not let other people manipulate our emotions. Our water element really needs to be reserved for our own well-being and not to be used and misused by other people. So if you have any comments about what I said, please comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I also have a blog under the same name, Breaking Bad Goddess. Please look at that, and I'll catch you on the next video. See you then. Bye-bye.